Good morning. Today I'd like to discuss an action research project that is centered around post-secondary preparation for secondary school students. The problem to be solved is post-secondary preparation and technological literacy, which are essential in economic stability. There's a direct correlation between post-secondary readiness and an individual's understanding of certain technologies. That means operational and functional on workforce development and a flourishing economy. In addition, there's also a need for this technology as students are struggling. According to state test scores, 22% of students at the proposed school are at least proficient in math and 32% in reading. There needs to be some intervention and not some futile attempt to look good in the public eye, but a genuine effort to enhance academic growth and truly prepare students for the future that awaits them. The solution-based approach would be designed programming to offer at the secondary education level. Now, the goals that are desired to be accomplished with this action research plan are to develop a program that can be presented in a very structured way, but also that has the flexibility to deviate from that structure to better connect with students and suit their academic and post-secondary needs. This duality would make the program highly effective in any setting and allows for the instructors or facilitators to obtain the buy-in from the various populations of students from the variety of backgrounds that they come from. The stakeholders involved will be school administrators at the state and district levels, community leaders and partners, students and parents, as well as teachers or the facilitator chosen or facilitators chosen to instruct the students or to lead the program. Now, there are obstacles that will be foreseen, but there are also ways to circumvent them. So, there are many moving parts when ensuring and helping to oversee a program of this magnitude. So to guarantee success, strategic planning and communication as well outside as well as inside or internally within the school is crucial. Now, although there is no cookie cutter way to implement a perfect plan, which is specific to each educational institution, there are a few practices that can result in better and more effective supportive plans, which will be used in the implementation and facilitation of the program. The first practice would be getting everyone on the same page and creating buy-in to the program's vision. This is essential in executing an effective plan and the sustainability of the effort. Various understandings of what strategy entails and how it will be created and who will be involved can deadlock even the most thorough and thought out of plans. Therefore, interpersonal skills are of extreme importance, and the lack of such skills could mean failure or at the very least ineffectiveness of the program. Considerations as it pertains to technology implementation are the lack of and development of technological skills in the school staff. So in order to prepare for the implementation of these technological devices that the students are anticipated being trained on, some considerations that may need to be taken into account are each employee's professional roles, their position, and their job responsibilities. Therefore, identifying the needs of those directly affected by the change should be a extreme or a forefront consideration in the planning process of any professional development. Current student achievement data is also something that should be considered, and how the plan can possibly enhance their students' achievement, as well as aid in reaching the educational goals school-wide. The solution or intervention that I propose is to select a neighborhood school to pilot the program. That is the first step. The second step would be to perform a needs assessment. And the benefits of administering an anonymous assessment throughout the organization are that you get an honest gauge as to how well you're performing in the areas you are assessing, or how well the school is performing already in the areas that will be assessing, as well as in which areas of improvement are needed the most. These would be our target areas, the areas that need the most improvement. And this assessment will also make staff feel that they matter. The organization is making an honest attempt to drive inclusion, and that the organization is making a genuine effort to improve. With any change effort, there's always pushback. There's always people who know little about it, and therefore they develop a stigma towards it without really knowing what it's about. But this needs assessment would serve in eliminating those issues and making everyone feel like they're a part of the change. The needs assessment, it'll also serve in identifying other obstacles that may need to be addressed before the plan can be initiated, such as attitudes among staff, a lack of urgency for the implementation, a lack of desire and time invested in the planning, and other organizational issues that could be of higher priority. The second step in implementing this plan will be to make known the vision. The vision for this plan is that it will work to assist in cultivating students who are literate, problem-solving, forward thinkers, who are responsible, technologically savvy, productive citizens who give back to their communities, while understanding that changing the trajectory of their lives is a collective effort that can only be achieved by looking back and pulling their fellow man forward. The intention of this plan is to cultivate the individuals who are committed to focusing on high expectations and individual academic success, which will serve in creating a community of respect and responsibility. Now, the action plan for the program is to create the purpose of the action plan, is to create a framework that would assist in developing and maintaining positive communication, collaborative relationships with all stakeholders to strengthen support for the post-secondary preparation program. This plan should and will drive subsequent decision-making, interactions, activities, planning, and processes to further the goal of student achievement and to ensure compliance with the school district. The program itself will address the growing issues mentioned based upon the needs assessment, based upon test scores, based upon the things that the school deem are an issue in preparing students for their post-secondary journey. The program that is proposed would be to implement a program which is a college and career readiness program called Jobs for America's Graduates, and for short it is referred to as JAG. Now it is JAG is a grant-funded program, and it is implemented as a class within schools with a primary focus on assisting underprivileged and at-risk school students in preparing for their post-secondary ventures. This program, in more than 3 decades of operation, has delivered consistent and compelling results, helping nearly 1 million young people stay in school through graduation. The JAG classes prepare students for workforce, higher education. They help them pursue post-secondary education and secure quality entry-level jobs that lead to career advancement opportunities. Some of the classroom content includes resume writing, applying for college, interview skills, financial literacy, social justice, social appropriation, community service and involvement, and community outreach projects. One of the first things that should be considered before the implementation of the JAG program can take place is a meeting of the minds between the building principal, the CSA, which is the Council of State Affiliates for the JAG program, in whatever state this is going to be implemented in. In addition, the superintendent of schools may want to be involved in such a decision as well. The next thing that would take place would be an MOU, or a memorandum of understanding must be signed, and the agreed upon affiliate fee paid to JAG, to whatever state, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, whatever state the program is going to be implemented in, that must be paid by the school for each program instituted. Each program only serves 45 students at maximum capacity. So, if there's going to be more than one program within the school, then more than one affiliate fee would have to be paid. Now, once these formalities have been satisfied, a careful evaluation of student schedules, their courses, their credit needs, in conjunction with the program scheduling requirements, must also be performed. The next thing that would take place would be that the teacher or teachers that would assume the position of the JAG specialist, that's what the teacher for this program will be called, should be identified from within the organization. And if the school does not intend on hiring from within, they should be scouted and interviewed to fill the position. Finally, students will also be interviewed, and those deemed qualifying candidates for the program should be notified and scheduled for the course. One of the program requirements is that each student possess at least 5 barriers to success, which can include behavioral issues, special education classification, and teen parenting. It will be easy to identify for most students in underserved populations or underserved communities. So these barriers will cover a large demographic of students. In this stage of interviewing staff and students, to ensure that they are both a good fit for the innovation and capable of achieving the desired expectations of the program. Now, this program can work for all students. However, not all students are willing to allow the program to work for them. Some students, surprisingly, are resistant to it. So in order to avoid putting a student in an area where he or she refuses to grow, that person may not be a good fit for the program, and we may want to wait to roster them in the program when they reach a level of mental security or maturity where they understand that this program can only help them, and it's not to single them out or to target them in any kind of way. So during the infant stages of this innovation, it is critical that one encourage their teammates to evaluate themselves in consideration of why this opportunity appeals to them, and how it may fit their background or levels of experience. That is as far as the teacher is concerned. Much like each student, every teacher or facilitator is not a fit for what this type of program requires in delivering the content. So the needs of the students within the classroom are to also clearly be established at the start of the school year, because there are and will be students who require special consideration. In implementing the JAG program, it is not expected that the teacher provide totally different programs to students, but rather manage the differences using a variety of approaches. JAG would aid in identifying the best methods to address students' needs, as there are a myriad of students who require differentiated instruction. Some students require adaptations and instruction and assessments. Some students require additional supports, and a few students require modifications, which may be outlined in their individual education plans based on their special education needs. So the measurement of this plan or the effectiveness of the plan will be measured by the plan objectives. They would be assessed, and we would see whether or not they've been met. One of the key goals for the plan is student academic progress and the enhancement of employability skills. To measure this academic progress, test scores from the prior year should be analyzed and compared with the current year. If sufficient evidence is not obtained or to justify the progress and desire of the plan's outcome, the plan will be reviewed, and some steps may need to be repeated, such as the selected specialists and the review of student needs to ensure that this program garners the success that it is said to do. So thank you. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation. Have a great day.